Hey guys, so this video is definitely going to be more of a ranting style video. I didn't bother setting up a proper show sheet for this one besides a handful of facts, but I'm going to be talking about my thoughts and opinions of NJIT as a whole. I'll give a couple basic facts and stuff, mostly things I pulled right off of College Board and Google and the NJIT website in general, but overall the purpose of this video is more for my opinion of the school, how I think it is, what I recommended, all that kind of stuff. Might be a bit of a longer video. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, I'm going to jump right into it. Overall, to give you guys a picture of statistically what NJIT looks like, it's around 10,000 students. 75% of those students commute from home, meaning they drive in every day, which means the campus only has around somewhere between 2,000 to 3,000 students living on it. On the weekend, that number drops drastically, probably closer to 1,000 at max most weekends. The student body is generally from New Jersey. I think around 95% of the students are from New Jersey. Of guy-girl ratio, 75% or more, probably more actually, is male. And then as far as majors go, about 45% of the majors are engineering, 20% computer science, and then the rest is still techie, nerdy type majors, a lot of architecture and math, science, those kind of things. Technically, I think we do have like English majors and stuff, but it's like a technical, sciencey English major, but overall, no one really does that. Our school technically is a D1 sports school, so we have D1 sports in about 18 sports, pretty much all the things you would think of besides football. Baseball, volleyball, soccer, all that stuff. And we were recently ranked as an R1 research institute, which is a big deal for just being kind of considered a top research school in the nation. And then any other information you would possibly want about NJIT, go Google it. That's what everyone else does. Realistically, if you were considering visiting school, sure, visit it. Your best way to visit is if you could try and get in touch with someone that goes there, have them walk you around, tell you what they think. I guess do the campus tour. I personally think it's a waste of time. If you are going to do that kind of thing, do the open house. Don't come for just a campus tour because they run you around a little loop of the school. They give you a bunch of pamphlets of things that you could have Googled by yourself, and you'll save yourself a trip. But the open houses are decent, especially if you happen to go to an open house with a good group, with someone that's knowledgeable. But that's not really what this video is about. I'm not doing this as like a pitch for NJIT. I have very minimal attachment to NJIT. The reason I went to NJIT was because I got accepted for everywhere I applied to. I applied as a civil engineering major to about probably 5 schools, really, maybe a little more. But basically, I just looked up a list of the top civil engineering schools, looked for ones that were somewhat in my area or realistic for me to go to. And I applied to all of them, and then I threw in NJIT as a just-in-case thing, and because I heard that they give full rides to people that are smart enough or whatever in their honors college. I was one of those people. I got a full ride to the school with my housing and all that paid for, which is awesome, and as soon as I got that letter before I got any other notices from any other school, and I knew that unless our school could match a full ride or get very, very close to it, I knew I'd end up at NJIT. Overall, educationally, it's fine. You get your degree. In my opinion, and something I was told throughout high school from one of my teachers I respect a lot, is that unless you're going to Harvard, Yale, Brown, an Ivy League, or like if you're, for the sake of STEM technology type thing, MIT is really the only name that would truly pop out. Other than those kind of schools, all your schools are the same. You're spending money to get a degree. NJIT, out of all those basic schools, is decent about its notoriety among the public. A lot of people consider NJIT to be a very good school. It's brought up in conversations along with Stevens and Carnegie Mellon, even though it's definitely not at that quality. Most of the time, if you start bringing up tech schools, especially if you're from New Jersey or the tri-state area, someone will mention NJIT, and that will be something that people recognize as a good school. Overall, in my experience, the education has been fine. I've had some very, very great professors and a lot of professors that couldn't care less about me as a student or teaching the students or anything like that. A lot of that's the same for every school. One thing that sticks out to me about NJIT specifically is the priorities of how the school is run seems wrong to me. Uh, Even if you read the school's 2020 plan, or I guess now they're on the 2025 plan, for like its long-term view of what they want to change with the school, what their goals are, all that, the general priorities for the school is number one, research, number two, athletics, number three, prestige and education, making it a well-known school to get an education, and then near the bottom or beyond that is where student life finally comes into play, and that makes being a resident specifically, but a student in general at NJIT, a pretty miserable time. They make a lot of decisions based on what'll look good long term for NJIT, what'll look better on paper, things that'll help the school hire better professors or create new labs, things like that. Some examples of this: recently, we got a new athletic center. It's very flashy and cool. Basically, it looks like a cheese grater, but nevertheless, it is a very, very nice athletic center. And they also put a new soccer field right next to it, accompanying with it, both of which they did a wonderful job. They're beautiful. It took them about 3 years to do it, probably more. For those 3 years, no one had any athletic facility to really go to that was a proper athletic facility. Our soccer team was displaced for 2 years. Construction on campus made things miserable, especially traffic-wise if you were driving in, but also just walking across campus aesthetically and all that. It was a mess for at least 2 years. They had the green shut down. Our one green spot on campus was shut down because they were using it for storage and all that as a stockpile and soil and all that. And that athletic center and field cost $118 million, which is $118 million that could have probably been used for something else. Honestly, yes, we probably need an athletic center. Did we need a $118 million athletic center with a big basketball stadium? My opinion, no. But I'll defer to smarter people that know more about those kind of things. Another thing that we had that was new and improved on campus was our brand new makerspace, which helps us with that R1 research ranking and all that. Long term, again, great thing for the school. It's a great, it's a lab. It's like a mechanical lab. A lot of 3D printers and laser cutters and things like that. It's very nice, very pretty. It cost $15 million, caused a ton of construction at the same time as the construction going on at the athletic center and stuff, again, making just life very difficult for walking across campus, doing very basic things. A lot of shoddy wooden ramps and random fences, areas closed off, having to go around long ways to get from class to class. Just a lot of annoying things in that sense. And I get that that's very petty, but when you're living in that environment for 2 years, on top of the fact that you're already in Newark and your life is big construction zone, it makes things rough. But I think those pretty well support what I mean by the school favors research and athletics and the general prestige and notoriety of the school way more than it cares about student life. My freshman year, they used to have like little fairs on the green and stuff every other month, basically. They would bring out little jump houses and stuff, and I never went, but it was nice that they tried. They have stopped trying in the past 3 years, basically, to do anything that would, improve student morale and stuff. They tried to do a concert last year by an artist I didn't really know. So the people that went said it was fine, but they were very, very strict and tight about how rowdy the concert could get and stuff. It was a rap concert by a performer, A Boogie with a Hoodie. I'm sure now that I said it, if you're going back and watching this, that won't age well. I'm sure plenty of you know who it is. I didn't know who it was. Nevertheless, it is a rapper. A rap concert is not a place where people are usually calm, and the school didn't like that. So it's probably something we'll never see again, to have an artist perform in a brand new athletic center with a nice stadium and seating and all that, but it is what it is. A major thing for me with my opinion of NJT comes a lot down to my department specifically, my civil engineering department. And I'll probably save that for another video, talking specifically the issues I've had with my civil engineering department. Overall, my decision to go to NJT, do I regret it? No. I think that the fact that I will not be in student debt and got a free education, and realistically, because of the school I went to and all that, I got a great job opportunity at HNTB. Again, I'll talk about that in a future episode, but got a great job opportunity, good paying job. I got lots and lots of scholarships on top of my full ride. So ultimately, I'm going to be leaving NJIT with way more money than I entered NJIT with. And that in itself is a huge benefit to me, to walk out of NJIT with, let's call it about $30,000 in the bank that I've kind of saved up over these past 4 years between scholarships and on-campus greater TA positions and things like that. It's a great, great boost. Would I have been a lot happier at a different school? Most likely, yeah. Did I give up being happy for the past 3-4 years so that I could get my education, get a job, save some money, things like that? Yeah. A lot of it, I think, comes down to who you are as a person. I'm not really a happy-go-lucky person. I'm not a social person, so being at a school where it's very, very educational focused, that every student, their only priority is to get a degree and get out. They just go to classes and go back to their dorm. There isn't a lot of social life and stuff. I was able to live with that. Again, I'm not, super rah-rah school spirit kind of guy, so it didn't affect me much. But if you are that kind of person, that's the kind of thing that I think it's very important that you look into before you go to a school. Just go onto campus, see what the vibe of the students are and stuff, see if the kids giving tours and stuff, is that their average student? And is their opinion somewhat truthful, or are they just kind of doing it for the job? Also, in my experience with any school I visited, including my school, if you walk up to pretty much any given student at any given time, if they're not immediately running to a class, they'll be more than happy to talk to you about what their real opinions are to the school and things like that, or hand you their email or phone number or whatever so you can text them and ask questions. So that'd be my big advice if you go to visit schools. Definitely ask about those things. But overall, if I were to rank NJIT with a letter grade kind of thing, I'd give it a C. It's passing. It's not great. You're not going to go put the grade on your refrigerator. You're not going to brag about it. If you're a food industry, you probably get shut down. But it is what it is. A lot of my issues with NJIT, I'm not going to even bring up because I know a lot of it is things that occur at every university and are probably worse at some universities. Big thing is parking. Parking is $500 if you're a resident. That's a lot of money. I'm sure it's a lot more money than most schools. But everyone pays for parking. It is what it is. The food is not great, but at our campus it happens to be cheap. Part of their contract with the food industry that brings us our food is that it gets to be very cheap because there's a lot of real stupid rules, a lot of real stupid ways the meal plans are set up. You could either have an unlimited meal plan or an 80 swipe meal plan. The unlimited meal plan is cheap compared to other schools. I know my sister's going to school. Her meal plan is $2,500. And that's for a set amount of swipes. My unlimited meal plan is under $2,000. And the food is terrible, but I think that's pretty average for most schools, is that the food is pretty much awful. Little things recently have really got on my nerves with NJIT. Things like I applied to graduate school. The process for applying to graduate school is I had to request my transcript from the registrar, have them email it to me so that I could email it directly back to them so that they could accept me to the graduate program rather than just taking my transcript themselves and giving it to themselves. They made me do that, and there was a fee to do all that because I had to go through a program or something for them to email it to me and for me to email it back to them. Again, for me, I think that process was a $15 fee, whatever it is, what it is. I know at some schools it's a $75 fee. Just little things that is more of an issue with college as a whole than it is NJIT specifically. Someday I'll probably go on a long rant about why college is ridiculous. I'm not saying that's not useful, not helpful, anything like that. I'm saying that the way it's set up right now is absolutely broken and stupid. The whole education system is broken and stupid. But I do not have enough time to get into all that. I'm going to actually wrap up this video right here before I get too heated and long-winded about things. In any case, thank you for watching. I'm hoping to get into a video about my civil engineering department very soon so you guys have a more full knowledge of who I am as a student and my opinion and stuff, because I'm sure for the next couple months I'll be referring back to NJIT and civil engineering and a lot of that for a lot of my just ranting type videos. So definitely keep an eye out for my next video, and I look forward to talking to you all tomorrow. Thank you.